Hi, I'm Mike from Kaiju Battle. I'm here to review the Return of Ultraman Blu-ray set from Mill Creek Entertainment. Now, I've done reviews on these previously, but it's been always on the Steelbook sets that have come out. I decided to try to, do a review on the regular set because, I know what the Blu-ray, the Steelbooks are. I wanted to see the major differences between those and the regular Blu-ray sets. So, first of all, you have the basic packaging, which, it looks pretty straightforward. It's a cardboard sleeve over the video, which usually you get on most of the higher end Blu-rays. So it has the image on the front with the title of the series and stuff. On the back, you have some series information, technical specs, things like that, with also another image. Now, the difference between that and the Steelbooks when they came out is you had this plastic sleeve, which you could slide off and get the image underneath. So you can have a nice, view of the image without all the lettering and stuff like that messing it up. Now, that's not a big deal for probably most, but it's just something, I felt to mention the differences between the two. Now, with this, once you, get it, you can take it out of the sleeve, which now you have your actual Blu-ray set. The Blu-ray set itself is set up very much like this without the image, anything on the images, both front and back, with the exception of a little bit of text at the bottom. So it ends up being like this. So you actually get two sets of images, basically. The images on this box and then the images on this, which are actually different images. So you're going to have some different stuff. Not a big deal. It's just something noted where you're only getting one set of images on the Steelbooks. So with that, that's, some of the differences now. The other difference is, obviously, you have the plastic casing, where this is a Steelbook casing. One of the things that I disliked about the Steelbooks, and I'll slide that out of here, is that the discs, how they were situated in the casing. Sorry, you can't have my code. No. So here's the Steelbooks. You have the discs are sitting either on the front or on the back, and there's 6 discs in the given sets, so you end up having to swap out discs, popping one out to get to the one underneath it. I found this to be kind of an annoying thing, but it's unfortunately one of those things of a Steelbook, because they're standardized, you have to deal with. And I felt that was going to be like an annoying thing over time, trying to sit there and swap out stuff, and then things are going to be out of order, and all sorts of stuff like that, which some people might not care. I mean, personally, it's not a big deal, but it's something just that, again, a difference between these two. This one, on the other hand, again, you can't have my code. So this one, you have individual sections for each disc. So you don't have to worry about swapping discs out like you would with the Steelbooks. That, to me, is a plus because, it's just one of those things. Plus, they were hard to get out of that when you start swapping out discs. This is a lot easier on these ones. So you can just, do it. Another thing I noticed, which I thought was a little weird with this one, is there's an extra nub on the back. Now, I'm not sure why they did it, if they were planning maybe a bonus disc or something to go into the set. But what's nice is when you take the disc out, instead of trying to get it back on the door where, it's normally is, you could pretty much put it back here, just snap it back there, and I was watching the middle of this too, or whatever. Kind of cool that you can at least leave it separately so you know you're left off. Another thing which I thought was interesting is they have an image on the inside of the sleeve, on the front, which I didn't expect them to do because most Blu-rays, it's only printed on the front, not on the back side of it. So they actually have that on one side and the logo for the series on the other. Again, not a big deal, but something just that I thought was kind of curious. The Steelbooks, with them, it did also have images on the inside, but the images were very generic. See, this is Ultra 7, so they had basically close up of Ultra 7's chest. On the two previous ones, Ultra Q and Ultraman, it simply had that funky coloring and artwork or whatever that's in the intro of the series. So I thought it was weird. I thought maybe they would put like Ultraman back there or something, or something like that in the background. Not sure why they didn't do that, but they did that on the other set. So with the packaging, nothing too crazy, but cool nonetheless with each of them. So the main thing, that's different to some extent with each one is the booklet. Now, each booklet is based on the given series. So obviously this is for Return of Ultraman, excuse me. So with this, basically all these books are the same. They're 24 pages, pretty straightforward, small size because they got to fit within the, casing with these to fit, those are all the same size. A little small, but, a necessary evil, I guess you could say, with the sets. Now, each book, has some artwork on the inside, and then it gets into the main meat of it. You have the table of contents at the top. You then have information about the series. And it goes into little differences about the series, has some pictures on there. Nothing too crazy, but, basically all of them are very similar. You then have a little more information about it with the release and legacy of the series, how that's gone. Then you have the hero profile, Ultraman Jack. He's, has a little information about him, who he is, what his powers are, so forth. You then go into your character profiles, which it's not every character in the show, but it's, the main ones. So you have like the Monster Attack Team and others from the series that are in there. So that's like nice. Then you go into, of course, the episode guide. Now the episode guides, it's a brief description of each episode, title of the episode, and director and writers of each episode. So it gives you a little information, not a tremendous amount, it's not going to go into every little detail, but it's a nice little, thing of each episode. So you kind of had a gist of what each episode's about. So that's a number of pages in there. Sorry, we're going to get past that now. So you get through those, and then you have your key kaiju. The kaiju on here, there's only 6 that they list separately with information on each one. But, it's giving you a little information on each, various things about each one, powers, things like that. So that's like nice. Now, just because it only puts like 6 of them in that section, it doesn't mean that's all they're listing. They actually have a kaiju list of all the kaiju in the series. Now, I found this kind of cool because I'm honestly not a super big Ultraman fan, so I don't know every kaiju in the series. I don't know, some of them I have no clue what their names are. This is like really handy. It's basically a guide to just find it out. Like, so if you're like, oh, which kaiju was that? And you can look in here. If you know it's from Return of Ultraman, excuse me, you can look in here. If it's, say, from Ultra 7, you can look in that book. Each one has the list of kaiju that are in that given series, which is a nice little touch. Gives you a little reference point for all that stuff. The end of the book basically gives you technology. So it's different things within the show. Has like some of the ships they use, the Monster Attack Team underground base, stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Now, it is a little small. I wish it was bigger, but it's an SR Evil. It's not gigantic like the Godzilla book that we got. So that's probably a thankful thing, because God only knows where you could put that. You can put it on your DVD shelf or something. But what I would love to see is them to take this and put it all into a booklet with all the different series, and have these in maybe a larger format, maybe like a trade paperback format. have these so you can kind of go through it and look at it and read about each episode, and that where it's a little bigger. I mean, the text on this is fine. You can read it unless you're kind of blind, but like some people like me, no. But you can read it, it's not horrible. But it would be nice in a bigger format. I don't think Milk Creek's going to do that because obviously they're a video producing company, not a book or publication producing company. They have this because it's part of the set. But it would be nice if maybe they can get all those grouped together in a larger format. As far as the actual series is concerned, as far as the video and audio, that stuff, looks fine to me. It's, the audio is fine, sounds fine. I haven't had any issues with any of the series with that. The videos are fine. Some people have complained that it's not like 4K. I don't see a big issue with that, especially with these, because they're older series. They were never meant to be really shown in 4K. They didn't even know what the heck 4K was going to even be or was anything. So, it's not a big deal that it's not in 4K. Otherwise you're going to start seeing stuff that you don't need to see, like the wires or whatever, No, you don't need that. So having it, in the format it is, it's still good quality. It still looks good. It's still viewable. It's not like, it's going to kill you, and stuff. It's fine. The series itself is really good. They kind of seem like they were trying to find a way. Like Ultra Q was really weird. It, like I've said in the review I did, it's Twilight Zone meets Godzilla. It's like very strange. Ultraman was a little better. It started getting a little better, but it still was went a little more kiddie-ish in that one. But then with like Ultra 7, that I noticed this was really good. This seemed to have more of a balance in it. And then Return of Ultraman seems to continue that. It's like very much a good balance between the story, the characters, and things like that. And it's not like too corny, not too, weird. It's a little better in that regard. It's very close to Ultra 7 in how it, the series is. So I think the whole thing is really great. We're getting this. Obviously, another big thing is no English dubbing. Again, not the end of the world. Personally, I don't like trying to read subtitles. That's me. I'll usually go through it twice, kind of like I'll watch it once, kind of try to read the subtitles so I get the gist of it, and then I'll watch it just to, enjoy the episode or whatever. Not one after the other, but I'll do it twice, like at some point, just to get the idea of everything going on. But if it was English, it would probably be a little easier. Wouldn't have to do that second viewing per se. But I don't think it's the end of the world. It's unfortunately it would have taken too long to do English dubs on these things. They would have had to dub the whole series. This Return of Ultraman is 51 episodes. Now you may say, oh, it's only 51 episodes, but they're all short. It's much, much longer than, say, one Godzilla movie, So that's a lot they would have to sit there and be dubbing. It's, it's not going to work. So that's not, to me, it's not a horrible thing. It's not a big issue. I think it's fine, that it's not in English, unfortunately, but, it's one of those things some people are a little nitpicky about with, with anything. So, overall, I think this is a really cool set. In all honesty, comparing the regular Blu-ray set with the Steelbook, if I had to do this over, I'd probably go with all the regular Blu-ray sets. Simply because of the two, you get in two things. It's, it's not bad and all. This, it's kind of a little awkward with the swapping out the disc and all. It's, it's nice. Another thing I just want to bring up is, here's Ultraman Orb, which they released. Now, this doesn't have a Steelbook set. The newer stuff was only strictly on regular Blu-ray sets. Now, if you look at this, you can see the casing on this, even though it's a 6-disc set just like this, is extremely small in comparison. It's like maybe half the size. Yeah, it's about half the size. Now, I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they wanted to spend a little more money on the Showa sets, but it kind of puzzled me a little because even though with these you still have that same basic setup where the discs, you have the disc on either side of these. The case, because it's skinnier, it's more likely to get damaged. This case is actually very strong for the type of case it is. Unfortunately, both Orb as well as Geed, when I got them, the cases were cracked. So this is actually not the original case that came with the thing. It's the same basic case, but it's just, I had to replace it because it was cracked. This case came fine, and it's a lot stronger of a plastic casing. So I guess they decided to spend a little more money on these guys than they did on these for whatever reason. Just a note, but it doesn't affect quality, it doesn't affect anything else. Obviously, these don't have the booklets either, which kind of is not, great. Wish you had the little backstory behind the stuff, but it's not horrible. So overall, I think this, definitely a good set to get. Definitely, if you're a fan, definitely get these. Prefer to one or the other, go with the non-steelbook. I know a lot of people like the steelbooks, but honestly, with swapping out the disc and things like that on that one, it's just a little better to do this. Also, these display a lot better too, and that's one other thing I wanted to mention. On the sides, the spines, you have the series titles near the top, and you have this image in the center to the bottom part. What's cool with these is that they go from one disc to the next. So you have this like consistent like picture going on as you put each one next to each other. Kind of a cool thing. They couldn't do that really with the steelbook because of the skinniness of the spine. It pretty much just has series and a little picture of Ultra 7 down here at the bottom. I mean, it doesn't look horrible on the shelf, but this looks a lot better. One other thing I want to note with that is that you have these booklets. Well, the booklet is in the sleeve. So when you display it, you have the thin strip of the booklet and then the disc next to it with these. This, all you're getting is that spine. So it's nice. It has a nice look when you stick it in your case and you look at them. You're not seeing the booklet separately in there. So little things, differences. I definitely like this set better just on the basis. Now, as far as content, you don't have to worry. Exact same content. You're not getting anything different. You're not getting bonus features on one and on the other. So you don't have to worry about that. So again, like I said, definitely go with the standard version. And, if you're on the fence about these, they're really not expensive. They're relatively, cheap considering. They're good quality. You can't go wrong. Like I said, even if you're not, say, oh, it's not 4K or whatever, don't worry. You're still going to get a good viewing experience out of these. So, with that said, get your Ultra Q, Ultraman, Ultra 7, and Return of Ultraman sets. And you'll get, most of the series. They're obviously coming out the rest of it, so you'll have a complete Showa set there. Now, just a little sidebar here. The newer stuff. I'm going to be honest, I'm not thrilled with these, just as a series. Like, not so much with the format or anything else. It's just the series. These are a little more corny to me. I mean, these have their like funny moments and little things, but these are just weird. So definitely, I'd say if you're a fan and you want to get these Ultra videos and stuff, definitely get the Showa stuff. That's for sure. Definitely get the Showa stuff. You won't regret it. I've loved all the Showa series. I mean, even if they're a little different from one another, I still love them. Like I said, but that's me. So again, I want to thank everybody for reviewing my review. I can't talk today. Too tired from Toy Fair. That's what it is. So I want to thank you and hope you come back and enjoy more reviews and stuff that I post. Thanks. Bye.